Welcome, low ego action heroes and phoenixes. I'm Debbie Levitt from dcx, and it's Wednesday, so that means it is time for Ask Me Anything. But since it is the second Wednesday of the month, it's going to be Ask Us Anything. We're going to have Dr. Nick joining us in just a moment. First, I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping and just remind everybody, hey, join our free Discord and our free Patreon. These are still growing, and thank you, and hello, Ana Lucia. And don't forget, you can see what other events are coming up. I've got stuff planned through February, through March, and now I'm planning April. So we've got lots of live streaming coming up, including the book club for the upcoming Atomic Product Market Fit, which will be out in 2 weeks. And then we're going to do a live book club all through March where I'm going to read the book out loud, and that will become the audio book because I'm tired of sitting in my booth for a month and editing tenderly. Okay, so, and by the way, I'm freezing. If the hat's bothering you, let me know. But we're here for you. So do you have questions? Send them in. Damn it. Send them in through the chat so they'll pop up here, or send them anonymously, dcx.to. I will try to watch my email and make sure that I get those. So let's bring in our beloved cousin, Dr. Nick Fine. Dr. Nick, how the heck are you?
Hello. Yeah, I'm good. I'm battle weary, but I'm good.
Oh no, have you been fighting the good fight?
Yeah, I've been fighting the bad fight. I've been fighting fights I don't want to have, fights I do want to have, just fights.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, I'm talking like personally, professionally, just fights. Everybody wants to fight me. Oh, random strangers in their cars, road rage also want to fight me, apparently. I have the footage. I can share that with you as well from the dash cam. It's been a hell of a ride.
Oh my gosh. Hashtag therapy. Dr. Nick, are you going to be okay?
Yeah, no, and I've been in court since the last time I saw you. We should talk about that.
Well, there's nobody sent in a topic or a question yet, so we're going to let Dr. Nick start, and I guess I'll write in the show notes, Dr. Nick went to court.
Yeah, I got this. It's been ongoing for about 2.5 to maybe 3 years, and it is completely UX related because it was work that I was doing, moonlighting on the side hustle, whatever you call it, right? I do it once or twice a year, usually as a favor to somebody, or if I need some extra money for, in this case, summer holiday. So I took some work on. A friend's dad needed some work doing. I can't talk details, even though I won the case. Here's the thing. They asked me to do some work. I provided a quote for the work, a proposal, which outlined the phases of the work and the money per phase, any standard stuff that you would do. Here's the cost of phase 1. Great, we did it. They helped me recruit the people. I did the stuff. I delivered the report. I delivered the videos. The guy that asked me to do the work was deliriously happy, said, this is fantastic work. I actually did a lot more work than I billed for, but I thought, I better cap it at what I've done. Anyway, that was that. Couple months later, maybe 3-4 months later, they go, hey, Nick, will you come along to a trade show? So sure, I think client relations, I go to a trade show. They asked me to do some kind of secret shopper work, which I did, and I'm like you and guys, I'm pretty effective at. I got them some really good stuff. And they were like, ooh, we like this. Can we have some more? And they were hounding me for the next few weeks. Nick, can you do this? And I was like, guys, I'm busy with work. I'm juggling 2 AI projects right now, blah, blah, blah. They called me up on a Sunday, woke me up from my beauty sleep on a Sunday afternoon, and the guy said to me, Nick, look, we paid you a lot of money. Can't you just do this for us? And I said, look, it's out of scope work. You're asking me to do free work.
Hold on. They paid for the stuff you did. They don't just get to keep adding work forever.
And this is exactly what I said to him on this hour-long phone call of me defending. Like honestly, you're a business. You understand about suppliers. It isn't just you have a limitless relationship. There are contracts, and I delivered the contract and you paid for it. It's all good. Right. Anyway, the business partner went ape, all right, and is just went and has been literally bullying me into paying up and to say, I want my money all back, and I'm not paying for any of this. It's terrible work, blah blah blah. And it's like he wasn't involved at all.
I hope you didn't give them the money back.
No, the lawyer I asked initially advice said, look, just give him 1,500 quid to go away. And I said, no,
No, it's
I'm not
like
giving
admitting
him
guilt.
a penny. I know that I'm right. And I can prove it in court.
I'm
Let's
with you.
go. Like, I'm not like, this is ridiculous. It's what's called a frivolous case in legal terms, or vexatious. But it has no merit. Anyway, long story short, we get to court. He's trying to throw every bit of mud at the wall. Judge sees through it. I walk out. It's all good, right? And I crucified him. But the real point here is, if I didn't have a really good scope, really clear scope, really good documentation, that could have got messy. True. He could have invented stuff. So any good contractor or any good professional knows this, but anybody who's listening that isn't aware of this, always cover your backside. Always. By having a really clear scope, brief, whatever and just keep it together, because they need to know exactly what they're paying for and what they're going to get at the end. And that's exactly what it said. It said you're going to get a report that contains use and need pain points in a video, pretty much, right? And some analysis. And I had to say to the judge, I said, look, what this guy is claiming, he goes, I could have done. I said, I'm not a tape recorder. I'm not a transcriber. You're not buying a transcription service. You're buying my analysis, my extraction. And he understood that, but the other guy didn't, the plaintiff. So that's it. Just keep your heads up. Keep yourselves covered by just having really great definition.
Thank you for sharing that story. That sounds like it absolutely sucked 9,000 different ways. And it definitely is a great reminder of what I've been saying for years. In fact, one of our first shows ever on this channel in 2019, when I started the old Delta CX channel. Now we have Delta CX Hive. But if you go to YouTube and you look up Delta CX contracts, you'll probably get an episode 8 or an episode 15. We just did episode 284, talking about contracts. To me, it's absolutely the most important thing. I brought it up again on LinkedIn a couple of weeks ago when they were talking about how ADP List took people's, a bunch of volunteers for ADP List did some webinars, and Felix Lee, who I've blocked, I'm not interested in, he evidently took these webinars, put them together, made it a course, and is selling it without giving any of the money to the people who made the webinars. And my thought was, look, that sucks, and it's dirty, and it's unlikable, and to me it's very Felix, but did anybody have a contract with him? It's really important. Otherwise, if you do, I did a webinar for UX Tweak. We didn't have a contract. UX Tweak can use that webinar however they want. They can put it on their YouTube channel. They can splice it into shorts. They can quote it in LinkedIn posts. I don't have a contract that says they can't do these things. And so if you are going to do these things, you have to understand UX Tweak could hypothetically take my webinar and go and charge for replays of it. Now, of course, they tell me that they don't do that, and that's fine. I don't think they do that. But hypothetically, without a contract, all kinds of things can happen. You've got to have a good contract, and people should have lawyers for these situations. Not all of us are good at playing pretend lawyer.
I defended myself. Thank you very much.
I have done that as well.
But that sounds really grandiose. And I played out LA law because that's what my generation does. That's my frame of reference. I stood up and addressed the judge. But the point is it was a small claims court, right? And most of the work that we're doing ain't going to be big boy lawyers coming at you unless you've done something really crazy wrong. And if you're playing in those waters, which I have done, you have indemnity insurance specifically to cover it. And most gigs won't take you without those insurances.
I have insurance.
And
my husband is just now buying it because of some new work he has that required it. And I said, good, freaking do it. And I have $2 million a year of insurance, and one insurance package costs me $400. My Italian insurance is $400 a year, and I think my American insurance is $900 a year. These aren't wild numbers to make sure you are protected.
Yeah, well, it's one of the things that kind of helped kill the contract market, at least in the UK with IR35. On top of all your hardware and software licensing, it becomes too much money. It's just too much money, and you're not earning enough to cover all the costs of insurances and all the other bits and pieces. It's just too much. It's a shame. There we go.
But I'm certainly a fan of insurance. Some people know that we had a lot of our stuff stolen in September. And because of my American business insurance, the $900 a year or whatever I pay for it version, they bought us new laptops. You know, they paid for new laptops. They paid for a whole bunch of stuff that we got stolen. Not everything. They didn't pay for our clothes and bicycles, but we got brand new laptops thanks to my insurance covering our laptops around the world, wherever we go with them, as part of business insurance. And so it's good to have for many reasons, but it's an expense that a lot of people think is unnecessary. But it's the kind of thing that if you need it and you don't have it, there's no replacement for it.
Yes. And I'm going to say, if anybody's watching is over 40, consider critical illness cover. I won't go into details, but I didn't have it and wish I had. My wife did have it, got paid 20 grand. So better to have the critical illness cover. I mean that. I really mean that. That's one of those advices that I wish somebody older had told me when I was younger. It's a good one to have. I don't even think it's that much money per month. It's worth it as you get older. I haven't looked at that. I have not looked at that. I looked at that in America, but I haven't looked at that since I've been living here. But that's an interesting, because that's the one where, like, if you're sick temporarily or more long term, it replaces some of your income. Yes. I mean, if you've got a mortgage to pay or, dependents, it's a big deal. And if you get struck with something naughty, something bad, then, you're going to be out of work for a while. Your employer may not cover you. You might pay statutory sick pay, which is not going to cover your mortgage. Right. So, stuff happens. Yeah, absolutely. And Ana Lucia thinks the lawyer gave you bad advice when the lawyer told you to just send him 1,500 quid. And I agree. I don't like to pay off people just because they've threatened me, and especially when they're wrong. I think this guy, I so very nearly swore then, and well done me for not doing that. This guy, I think, enjoys it. My complete read on him was he enjoys the process. He had a level of neuro about him that was not obsessive, but on that spectrum. And I think he enjoys the details and mucking around. Where he fell down, and this is an IT director, an engineer, where he fell down, apart from all of his, thought he had a watertight case, guess who his lawyer was? You can guess this one. You can. Oh, gosh, it's either going to be himself or his spouse. Nearly. 2026, who's your lawyer? Oh, no, ChatGPT. Yes! Oh, ouch, ouch. So poor man learned the hard way that having a cheerleader of a lawyer doesn't work, or a hallucinating cheerleader, which in other respects can be quite good fun, but not really what you need advising you on British law. Yeah, and not going to make the judge feel all cuddly about you. Yeah. So yeah, the craziest thing on the way out, I'm just getting my jacket and I'm running for the door kind of thing, looking at my wife sitting at the back going, come on, let's get the F out of here, He turns around and looks at the judge and says with an absolutely straight face, he goes, did you know you're the spitting image of Prince William? That's his exact words. And my wife and I roll our eyes and just run for cover. Like, let's go. This is too surreal now. I was just telling, I had a friend from San Diego, friend/former coworker, visit me a couple of weeks ago from San Diego. She stayed 2 nights. It was too short, but I was telling her a couple of stories about like growing up around the mafia. Because I grew up on Long Island, New York, and almost every business was run by the mafia. And like, it really normalized it. It just seemed like, yeah, sure. And I was telling her a story about a time, isn't that rude in the UK? Yes, it sure would be. I was telling her a story about a time when I had signed up to get a booth at a trade show so I could show off my business. This was, 1996? Or, yeah, it would be 1996. And what happened,
was that the trade show was a scam. They got all these people to pay for booths, and then they didn't publicize the show, and nobody came to it. And evidently that was the scam. And I had paid the guy 50% upfront, and I was supposed to pay him the rest after the show. And I decided I'm not paying him. And I didn't even know until later that it was a mafia scam. I found it from some mafia guys who I was working with. I made him a website, and they were like, oh, yeah, we know that guy. And so the guy didn't like that I didn't want to pay him the other half. And I said, well, you didn't promise what you delivered. You created a trade show that you didn't publicize, and nobody came to my booth other than my father. And, that doesn't make sense. And so the guy leaves me this message, and I wish I still had it because he had the heavy New York accent and the whole thing. And he goes like, if you don't pay me this money, and I'm trying to remember what I owed him, X thousand, $3,000, $4,000, it was some sort of X $1,000, but not tens of thousands of dollars. It was under 10. It was 1996. He goes, if you don't pay me this money by X date, I'm going to take you to court. And I'm going to get triple damages against you. Now, you have to understand, I grew up in a family of lawyers. My biological father met my biological mother because he married the boss's daughter. So, there was the family law firm, everybody. So my parents at the time were on vacation in Barcelona. It's 1996. So what do? I send a fax to their hotel. And I go, Dad, I've got this guy on my case. I'm not going to pay him, but he's threatening to take me to court over $1,000 it was. And I think he called me. I think my father called me from Barcelona. And my father was a very deadpan guy. He had a weird sense of humor, but you rarely saw him smile or laugh. It was just very subtle. And he very subtly, he goes, I think you should send him an email, and I think that you should tell him that you're happy to see him in court, and in fact, you'll give him the choice of which lawyer represents you. He may choose from your grandfather, your father, your Uncle Jay, your Aunt Linda, their partner Brian, or cousin Steve. And I was like, oh, that's good. That's
a quick one.
That's good, because it basically says to the guy, go ahead and take me to court for $5,000 because my entire family will show up and represent me for free. So that's what I sent to the guy, and I didn't hear back.
Yeah. That sucks because, yeah, I get it. You just get to out-lawyer people. Anyway, let's talk about AI because I want to ask the audience a question. I want to ask the audience, anybody who is watching, what are you doing with AI in your daily UX usage beyond transcription analysis and needs extraction, right? Let us know how you're using AI. I want to know, and I want to know what tools and what are you using. I want to know what people are up to. I'll tell you what I'm up to if you want to know, but I'm really curious as to what other people are doing because let's face it, the world of research, of UX, of product, it is all changing. I want to say kind of by the week at the minute in my mind. It's like everything is changing so fundamentally. It's like continents are shifting at speed, if you know what I mean. It's really crazy. I have never seen this world travel like this before, not at this scale. So let's talk about our world. I want to know how it's affecting you, or are you just not engaging?
Ana Lucia says, same thing Debbie is doing because everything else seems to be a bit funky. Yeah, I've been teaching some AI usage on this channel, and actually I'm going to broaden that thanks to Ana Lucia. Boy, do I owe her dinner. But yeah, I've been using it mostly for research, analysis, synthesis, and reporting, and I'm about to try Claude's plugin to PowerPoint in the next week or so.
Cool.
To see how it takes the data, that I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to see how it takes that data and make slides, and evidently it'll use your slide template and your styles and all of that.
Yeah. If you want, I don't know if you've got it. There's an Anthropic seminar tomorrow. I think it's like 9 or 10 a.m. PST, which is about 6 p.m. my time, all about Excel and PowerPoint using Claude Cowork.
Yeah, I'm not using Claude Cowork because right now that's Mac only. I am using the Claude plugin that I was able to download from the Microsoft Store. So it's a separate, cool. It's probably the same type of thing. It's just a different way in.
Right. Cool. Nice. No, actually, my biggest problems these days are probably just not having enough tokens. Right.
Yeah.
I'm a token whore. I'll go around begging, like, give me tokens, please. Just give me tokens. Please let me run an expensive model. It's good. It's great. But I tend to burn through tokens too quickly. But like being able to make things, right? Just test ideas, like prototype stuff. This is the greatest evolution in the history of prototyping, in my humble opinion. Right? It is. I just don't understand why everybody isn't standing on the roof of their cars, like screaming with joy or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, why isn't there mass euphoria?
Yeah, I don't know. I have not. I've tried AI a bit for the design side. I think a few people know I vibe coded my own Android app, and I pretty much mostly gave it license to design, and there was a lot of stuff it got wrong, and I was like, wow, that made no sense, like that doesn't even work on my phone, and we had to redo it. And then last year I tried Replit a bit, which was using Claude to make some websites from some startup ideas that I had that I did a little concept testing on but didn't move forward with. So I have tried some of this stuff, and I didn't totally love it. So it's either not right for me or I wasn't doing something right, but at the time it made me miss Axure.
Wow. Never say, wow. I never ever thought I'd ever hear anyone, let alone you, say that. I miss Axure. No, I'll never miss Axure. I mean, it did a great job, and it was there to solve, it did a job, but it caused me as much pain as, I don't know, something painful. It was horrible, and I did not enjoy it. But it did a job, like I said, and it helped me test stuff at speed and iterate and build the right thing. It was fantastic. But now I can do, like, as I say that, why does Axure have like AI power, like natural language interface where you just tell it what to do? But is it like lovable for UX?
Axure? No, I don't think so. Hold on, we're getting an anonymous comment. We got something coming through anonymously. I'm just going to get it up on the screen since it sounds like this person wants to add to our conversation. So today I have to press button number 5 if I want to do this right. There we go. Someone sent in anonymously, I am using AI features for transcription, summary, and quote extractions. Sometimes I'm experimenting with asking prompts about my anonymized data, but often run out of credits. I haven't tried it for prototyping. Yes, I'm using Firefly's AI for my transcriptions, and I'm using Claude right now for everything else. But since I'm not really doing prototyping right now, it kind of doesn't matter what I'm using or not using. I bought a license to Axure last year. It's going to run out in a few weeks. I'm not going to renew it. I'm not really doing as much design right now. Sorry, Nick, back to you.
Yeah, look, Notebook LM should be on every researcher or UXD's in their toolbox, right? It absolutely needs to be in your bookmark bar.
Now, I didn't like using it, so tell me why you like it.
Well, number one, it has a unique kind of, a reasonably unique function in the world, okay?
Right.
The way I think of it is like it's a closed room where you're putting the books in it, right? And then it becomes an expert in those books, right? As I understand it, and I'm no AI technical guy at all, I'm just an AI user, because you're putting those documents on the shelf, they're effectively not in context, or they're out of context, or can be referenced out of context, which makes it all a lot more less hallucinatory, a lot less omissions, a lot more accurate, more valid, good. So the thing about Notebook LM is you basically put all your transcripts in there, right? And then you can start looking cross-sample. And that, for me, is what has always been one of the holy cow, the holy grails of AI analysis back then was, this would be amazing, but if I could just do a bunch. Well, now it's here. and it doesn't trip. It doesn't hallucinate really badly. You still got to check your stuff. You must always check your stuff. But it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I tell you what, I'm going to give you a complete gold nugget for everybody. You ready for this? Brace yourself, boys and girls. Discovery as we know it is dead.
Oh, I disagree. But you say this every time you're on the show. You say the same thing, and we still disagree. But go ahead.
I'm determined to kill continuous discovery. I'm determined to, because it needs to die and then like reverse over it to make sure. You know what I mean?
You don't believe in any generative research?
No, I believe in generative research. I do not believe in continuous generative research.
Oh, wait, are you talking about the Teresa Torres version of things?
Yes,
that's different. I don't even consider that a thing. It's a ghost.
Okay, but Debbie, you know way too much. All right, I'm talking to product managers and everybody else out there who think that that's gospel and that's good stuff, and who think the research is discovery. So when I say discovery, that's who I'm talking to, man. I'm not talking to you or anyone with experience. I know the difference. I really do. You know that I know the difference.
Right.
Right. What I'm saying is the big problem with doing any form of discovery, even upfront discovery these days, is that self-reporting, getting hold of participation is all really messy, right? AI supporting people to walk through screeners. It's really, really mucky. Now, the nugget I'm going to say is that I've done this repeatedly on 2 or 3 projects in the past year with incredible results. You take 4 different LLMs, those 4 major LLMs, and you just run a deep research. Okay? You run the deep research on your research question. The whole point is this is all about social media listening. Okay? There are communities of practice. There's Reddit, there's Stack Overflow, there's Threads, there's bazillion and one communities of people talking about stuff. Until now, you couldn't listen to any of that. But with AI, you get to listen to the whole lot. By the way, the Epstein files are in there too, so you can go and ask that. That's the first thing I did. I went and asked a whole bunch of questions. But the point is that's what you do, okay? You get it to do the listening that you want. You can listen out for whatever you want, okay? I listen out for pain because pain is product. You're starting to see the picture now. So you take these deep research reports, you put them into Notebook LM, you start to get some top-down views of some very, very interesting stuff. Now, massive caveat. AI, analyzing AI, can be absolute bullshit multiplied by 10, okay? So, all of this work is called hypothesis generation, okay? So, what that means is, when you go, oh, that's great, I love that, your confirmation bias is going wild, you're going to validate this crazy idea that the AI has processed itself, if you know what I mean. But in terms of getting some access to insight and hypotheses at speed, you can do this within an hour, within 30 minutes, right? It's not time consuming, it's not expensive, it doesn't cost a lot of tokens or credits or anything like that. If you're looking for avenues to explore, or you've got hypotheses you want to kind of test, listen out. That's where I'm at. So I've been doing some really interesting work with that stuff, and it's been bringing me insight that it would have taken me some serious digging to do, right? Serious digging. And probably in pre-pandemic times when I had better access than I do today. I can't dig like I used to because people are at home.
Well, as the host of this show, let me just say that everyone can certainly try what Nick has just said. Nick has the power to say whatever he wants in this show, and we certainly don't censor him. But what he is saying is the opposite of what's in my new book, Atomic Product Market Fit. So I will just say there's something for everyone in our show. You can see 2 completely opposite viewpoints and certainly give them both a try and see what works best for you. Because I would have to say I don't agree with that, but people are welcome to try it.
No, okay. Welcome to try it. Am I saying, just for clarity, this is not black and white. This is not saying this replaces discovery, you don't do discovery, you just do AI multiplied by 2. If that's what you're hearing, that's not what I'm saying.
I think that's what I was
Just
hearing.
for clarity.
Okay.
Just for clarity. Okay. But if you're doing, in the course of doing discovery, if you're not doing this, you're missing a trick.
So you're saying that you are still for discovery research, but you're recommending this kind of AI sweep for kind of a voice of the customer mass listen.
No, let's ask our questions. Why are you doing discovery? Is it a brand new product? Or are you doing a reverse discovery where you've got a product that's live and you've got no idea what your analytics and sales are telling you, which is usually the actual fact here? Okay, so let's just clean that mess up, because it isn't that we're just in this glorious green fields, blue sky discovery of let's find a product to build. Because those days, kind of, we're not in that world, generally speaking. Our world is shit, something's broken, go fix it, or go find out for me. Is that not more real?
Yeah, but I do discovery research to answer that question.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is discovery research also can include hypothesis generation from social media listening via AI.
Yeah,
And
that wouldn't match what's in my book. So again, people, there are many different ways to do things, and different things will work for different people.
There are good reasons why I haven't published my book yet, because this world is moving too fast for me to commit some of these thoughts to paper, because the minute that happens, it's going to be very out of date. And I'm experimenting and trying new things at pace across the board. I'm interested in the UX of AI, and that's got me really going. There's a number of different areas beyond just AI workflow, AI productivity, AI user research. You have to try these things out to find out what works and what doesn't work, what can be done, what fits, what's feasible, right? That's the thing. And this, I'm just telling you guys, that's why I think it's a nugget, because this is what's been working for me. This is what's been working for me the past couple of months. Yes, your mileage may vary, but for the projects and the research questions that I've been tasked with answering, it's doing a fantastic job.
And no one can tell you it's not, because it's working for you. So that's all that matters. If it's working for you and fulfilling a need you have, then I can't say it's not.
No, exactly. I'm just saying other people, that's what I'm suggesting is other people should be try it out for yourself with your research questions and see what happens.
Yeah, I've got 2 research projects right now, freelance, and we're doing generative research, and I don't think this would work for either of them, especially because the questions are incredibly narrow and very behavioral.
Oh, well, that's different. Sure. Absolutely. No problem. In which case, get straight into the user testing, get into the evaluative.
Well, we're not there yet. We can't evaluate. We don't have a prototype. Right now we're just trying to learn how people behave, so that for one client to fix a conversion problem, and for the other client, help a government develop better programs for something that doesn't exist yet. So it's clean slate. So it's
okay. I can't give anything professional confidences away. One of the projects that I'm referencing is an e-commerce funnel issue.
I expected there to be something that came after that sentence.
No. What I'm saying is it's kind of behavioral, but I'm generating hypotheses for that behavior through the AI, which I will be validating with some UR in the next month or so, next few weeks. I mean, when I say you are, person, human to human interaction.
And you can, but that's not what I'm recommending in my book.
I'm sorry. I haven't read your book, so
you won't.
Line.
No, and I don't expect you to read my book. I don't think you've read any of them, so I don't expect you to read my book. The book was not written for you. So you're not the target audience, so I don't think you're going to read it. And that's okay.
I honestly, yeah. The world of UX and product, take it in 5 years' time, right? Let's just fast forward in 5 years' time, right?
I'm not sure it's going to exist.
Okay, that's an interesting shout. What do you think it looks like in 5 years' time?
I think a lot of the Ana Lucia says, I don't think I'm the target audience, and I'm interested in reading it. Thank you, Ana Lucia. What do I think it looks like in 5 years? I think it's kind of where I think I have a lot of the same predictions that I had 6 or 7 years ago, that there's going to be kind of two camps. There's going to be a camp that there's going to be some businesses and people who want to take a little bit of time to do things right, and they're willing to put in a little extra time for quality and outcomes. But that I think we're going to increasingly see companies that want to cut everybody they can and AI everything that they can, and throw darts at the board and hope that they have some sort of customer satisfaction based on having almost nobody work on this. I think they're going to strip everything down to teams of one person prompting AI all day. And I think they're going to let AI make decisions. I think a lot of us aren't going to have jobs in 5 years, because I don't think they want what we bring to the table, which is mostly critical thinking and intelligence and experience. I think they want speed, and I'm going to fight it. My book fights it. I'm going to continue. All my books fight it. I'm going to keep fighting it, but that's where I think things are headed.
You see, I think that's where we differ. I don't see it as us and them. You see, we are all the same. It's just we don't know it right now. That's the difference, right?
I give you Jack Russell Terrier face. How so? What does that mean?
Well, look at it this way. UX was product management way before, not management, it was product before product, right? We were the ones that researched and designed and tested. We were the ones that handed over. Like, we were the ones that created the proposition, that then effectively got colored in by a designer and then got built by an engineer, right? That's the way the world was, and that's what we're really great at. And that's what got replaced. No, I see this more. Okay, in 5 years' time, I agree with your prediction in that business will be fairly draconian and cut things down, only because there's a lot of underperformance out there right now still. A lot, right? A lot of people who have talked and talked and talked for a long time who, unfortunately, are not delivering, right? And there's efficiencies to be had. And do you really need a product team of 3, 4, 5 these days? Okay, a full product team in the older days was product manager, designer, research, service, content, arguably an engineer of some variety, or maybe not, right?
Or 8 engineers.
Yeah. Do you really need that many people anymore when you can literally have 2? Right? So what I'm trying to say is I think all of us, the UX folk, are going to be product people. We are the teams of one, because we are frankly a far better team of one than most other roles. And if we're blurring those lines, we all want to think about, look, we're product people. We're all naturally suited to it. We're not product managers, no, but we're product people at heart. It runs through our veins. We are better trained, better experienced than anyone else to be doing the prompting. Okay, now I see the more reasonable team in 5 years' time, not a team of 1, but a team of 2, a team maybe of 3, but more like a team of 2. That team of 2 being a product architect, i.e. what you and I would consider a UX consultant, a researcher and designer in one, but we're going to rebadge it for the modern world. We're going to call it product architect, and an engineer to make sure that vibe-coded garbage actually is safe and solid and hardened and all the good stuff, proper. That's probably what an efficient product team looks like. And here's the joy of it all, because the cost of running that team is much lower than running the other teams, and the tooling is lower, and the licensing and all the salaries and all the other stuff. You can have 2 or 3 of them for the same price, right? Things get interesting. So I think what the audience, at least the way I see things, and I could be really wrong, is prepare yourselves to be an all-in-one. Because the lines are blurring, right? The lines are very blurry. Everybody thinks they're a researcher. Everybody thinks they're a designer. Everybody now thinks they're an engineer. Okay, so let's formalize that a little bit better, right? Blur the lines, but accentuate the positive, what we're good at. right? So that's where I'm looking into this is I genuinely don't see product management a viable practice moving forwards, because it hasn't really done anyone any favors. And who needs it, especially when you're a team of two? Now, I'm going to get crucified for saying that, but come at me.
Not by me. I actually have something similar to what you've said in chapter 10 of my book, because I found somebody saying something similar to that on LinkedIn, and I brought it into the book, and I gave my reaction to it, and yeah, that's I think it's chapter 10 in my book that talks about blurring job roles and making people use more AI, and how do we determine if that's a good idea and if that's working. And I semi agree with you and I semi don't.
Whether we like it or not, or agree with it, is unfortunately beside the point. We are outnumbered, outgunned by people who don't want to learn, or don't want to learn from elders or from experience, right? Who want to learn firsthand, cherry pick, and to just have a fundamentally different learning style. Okay, they're also cheaper by a long way. Okay, so if you think that you can win that battle, I wish you luck with that. I don't think it's going to happen. I think really mediocre is going to be we'll be hoping for mediocre, right? It'll be just good enough, ship it kind of stuff, right? I think that's where we're going to be. But that's the modern world. It doesn't require skilling. Do you see what I mean? It doesn't require experience.
Well, if you take that approach, then you end up on the slippery slope of, if we cut that many jobs, then all the companies making SaaS tools have much fewer people to sell licenses to, and all the people out of work don't have disposable income to buy things or even pay for the necessities. So you end up on the slippery slope of, sure, we can run a team of 2 or 2.5 people, or however we think it's going to end up, but then who's left to buy what you're making?
There's plenty. There just are. The enterprise is crazy. It's, none of us can, I don't think, can truly kind of get our heads around it. It's massive, multi-trillion. There will be. The commercial imperative is unstoppable. I was trying to say inexorable. But you know what I mean? It's unstoppable. And it always has been and always will be. And I think the older I get, the more I kind of acknowledge that it's just a force like gravity. And don't try. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen.
Well, I would say my general prediction for the future is still that a lot of things are going to return to person-to-person services. Because there will be a lot of things that people just won't be able to do or afford, and it will return to more of a person-to-person service type of thing. And so part of my book is written from that perspective is, you know what, you might work for a big multinational corporation, or you might have your own startup, or you might be making a dog walking business, and no matter what you're doing, you're probably going to want to make something that fits your audience.
Here's the opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. The opportunity for moving forwards is in small boutique specialist human agencies to support all these clueless teams of two, right? That's going to happen. It is. Think about it. It's.
No, I wish it will happen. I just don't think it will happen.
Oh, well,
I wish.
I think there's going to be several walls of pain hit, right? This year, there's likely to be, I think, more redundancies. I think that's no great big surprise to anybody, right? But it's not going to fix the problem. The clue is still missing, right? So, I don't know.
It's hard. We're trying to predict a future that nobody can predict. If you had asked me, 7 years ago, will you live through a multi-year pandemic and know people who are dying and know people who have now lifelong disease from it? There's so many things that that I never could have predicted about where we are today. You know, I didn't totally see AI coming. I didn't see the pandemic coming. I didn't see moving to Italy. Like there's, you know, and so we're just trying to predict what could happen next. And I think all of the things you and I are saying are possible.
Maybe. I mean, how do you... For me, the problem has always been this kind of form of like knowledge transfer. But if you can't do it, the way that government has always done it in the UK at least is government knows that it doesn't have the specialists or it can't afford the brains, or do you know what I mean? It doesn't have it.
Yeah,
naturally.
they hire a lot of agencies and consultancies.
Yes, exactly. And it probably works the same in the federal US and maybe Italian governments, and it probably government all around the world, usually supported heavily by contractors to bring this stuff in. Well, think of the enterprise just like that, right? Once you've taken all of the good bits out, sometimes you probably need those good bits back, but you're not set up for them anymore. I don't know. I could easily see some really specialist agencies popping up, which would do well for the unemployed people out there, both the Gen Xers who have just been kind of excluded and the youngsters who can't even get in on the ladder. That would be the perfect environment for experience to meet kind of energy, right? And then support the big fat enterprises saving money, but willing to spend a fortune on OPEX or wherever it comes out of, you know what I mean? That sort of thing. Could be
that would be, look, you're talking about my dream. It would be my dream to have the niche agency that people want to turn to for generative research or AI transformation and service design. Like this would be great if I could carve that out. I would be very happy.
Yep. Or the other thing is, and I keep telling people, is we're all hardwired to find pain and to spot user needs. It's what any experienced user researcher is about. Well, that's all product opportunity right there. And we've now got vibe coding tools. So I would imagine probably 25 to 30% of us will become entrepreneurs trying to vibe code up a new career.
Book covers that too. Ana Lucia says, my prediction is that UX will end up being the differentiator when everyone uses AI to innovate. If we consider AI is taught similarly and tries to predict how most people would act or behave, solutions will converge. How do you innovate when everyone is doing the same thing? By doing the actual work instead of relying on AI to design, research, code, whatever, and look, we can use AI, but as an assistant.
Yeah. Yes and no.
I half agree. Yeah, I half agree.
The more and more I think that through, I mean, okay, here's an interesting reminder, because this is what got me. I'm going to say some ugly, horrible things now, right?
And by the way, Nick, you have like 5 minutes because I have to end early because I have another call back to back. So go for it, Nick.
Shit, you just lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I'm going to say something ugly and horrible.
No, but what was the prompt? What prompted me to say that?
That we half agreed that with Ana Lucia saying, sorry.
Put the thing back.
Put the thing back. Oh, hold on. I have to copy and paste it on the screen. Hold on.
Sorry,
No, I'm sorry. I always say bring.
Once I get off the rails, it's gone. It's just like it's gone. All
right, you'll get there. You'll get there. Except for 5 minutes.
I can do it in one.
Okay, Ana Lucia. That the solutions will converge, everyone will do the same thing, and we'll have to do the actual work instead of relying on AI to design, research, code, and that AI should be our assistant. I'm sorry, Nick.
It's okay.
You're like you were there with fire and torches. You were like, I'm going to say something ugly.
It was going to be brutal. Fuck.
Well, I'll read this other comment. Get out paper and pen.
It'll come back.
Get out paper and pen and write it down. We have another comment from LinkedIn that says, in the digital space, I think this is exactly what's coming. From a worker's point of view, it's hard to trust big corporations when layoffs keep happening. So we'll see more small agency teams pop up to support mom and pop businesses, basically small agencies helping small companies. I feel similarly. That's why I said I think the future is more person-to-person services. And I think with the LinkedIn person, sorry, your name's not coming coming up. But I think what the LinkedIn person is saying is part of what I'm predicting for the future. We've got 5 minutes left because I have another call back to back today. I'm sorry that will be the case for some of my Wednesdays now that I have something else on some Wednesdays. Hashtag coaching. I got my coaching credential.
God, I wish I could remember what I had said because it was going to be absolutely napalm and it's gone.
Well, if it's that good, we can try to book you in on another show or write it down and hit us with it in a month.
Don't worry, it's okay.
I'm sorry, Nick. I didn't know that would happen. I just forgot to give you the early ending warning earlier in the show. Oh, gosh, I feel badly. I'm sorry. I wanted to hear it. I really did.
You know what? It's really busy in here. There's more where that came from.
There's a queue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Well, I'll just say, hey, everybody, I hope to do a live stream on Friday singing karaoke. And then Tuesday is going to be my book preview show. And Wednesday, if I can do it, will be Ask Me Anything by myself. So now that I've plugged everything, Nick, you can have the last word and we'll wrap up the show.
Happy Valentine's Day, y'all.
I've ruined it. You hate me. I'm sorry. Can you ever forgive me?
My mutant ability is to say the wrong thing. So there you go. That's what I'm best at. Have a great one, guys. Stay safe. See you next month.
Sorry, Nick. I'm full of guilt now that I threw you off track there.
No, do not worry. It's all good. All good.
All right.
Oh, shit. Hang on. Ooh. I got to go. See you
okay.
later.
Thanks, Nick. Bye. And bye, everybody. Be well. See you Friday for karaoke.